I'm Virginia Wotring. I am a professor in human performance in space, is what we call it here at ISU. I study biology. I study physiology and pharmacology in a spaceflight environment. I had been working at Johnson Space Center, running a research laboratory there, and I met a number of people who had come through various ISU courses. And I hit a career stage where I wanted to do more with teaching. It's the only place where you get a completely interdisciplinary kind of experience. There's no emphasis on any particular subject area, but instead it's business and management, it's policy and law, it's science like I do, it's satellites and astronomy, it's everything about space, which means that every person coming through the program is able to work well with all of the other space professionals. I think that's really valuable. If I can speak to the engineers, I can get my experiments done on the space station better because I can talk their language about what I need for my experiment. If I can talk to the managers about how to get funding for the experiments, then I'm more likely to get those flight opportunities. So just being conversational in the other areas means a lot. So you're looking at some planaria here. These are little worms. They're about 1 centimeter long. They live in every body of natural fresh water all over the planet. And they have some really interesting properties. And the one we're studying here is their ability to regenerate after they've been wounded. We are putting them in some space-like conditions to see how they do that in space conditions. On Earth, scientists who study wound healing or growth and reproduction use these animals for experiments. So if we want to learn how wound healing or growth would happen in space, these are a great place to start. This is one station where we work with planaria. We can do some microscope work, and we have a video camera built into this microscope, and our students use this for data analysis. This is our animal room. So we have a few different species of planaria here that we're keeping separated from each other so that we can do our experiments in different species and make comparisons from one to another. The animals are on a light cycle here. We keep them on white lights for 12 hours a day and in darkness the rest of the day, like they would be in nature. And we have the ability here in the laboratory to change their daytime and night. Where we are now is on Earth, and the magnetic field reading is 45 microtesla. But this box is made out of a special material called mu metal. It has an unusual property. It sends magnetic field lines around it rather than letting them go through it. So when I measure the magnetic field inside this box, it's only 2 microtesla. Now, when astronauts leave the Earth and get farther and farther away from the Earth, they are going to lower and lower magnetic field situations. So this lets us study how our planaria are behaving and performing in a more space-like environment. There's in a tank here, and an infrared camera there, and some infrared lights right here. And all this material around, it looks like a bin liner, but it actually has a metal mesh in it that shields from electric. Humans are natural explorers, right? We explore every bit of the Earth. We go in the water, we go in the air, and now we're just going farther in the air. It's just the next natural progression.